Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's a quick tour of all of the new plants at 3262 Explorer Way, Conroe, Texas. So here we are. Remember, this is a house that we really love the volunteers, and this tree came in this last year. It's got one of my favorite grasses as well. It's hiding underneath there. And this has really been made to kind of shield the communications piece. I'm gonna pan on over. We got this tree over here was thrown out this morning. I don't know why that happened. So it's a rescue. This is a quarantine rescue tree that's come in. So hopefully we can rescue this tree. And back over to my walkway. So the walkway has a lot of volunteers in it. And the whole idea of this is to put local natural, flora, which grows the best in this kind of climate, and then to use that to, physically reduce the temperature on the house itself by casting shade. So it's all about making the whole area shady so that it's not hot when you're in the middle of summertime. Right now, you got to remember our daytimes are 100 degrees out here, but look at this. I'm getting Oasis type here. I need to put a water feature in. That would really bring it in. Remember, so many of these things were, of course, put in by the builder. This guy, but he's gotten big in the last 5 years. And, they were the natural bushes that the builder put in, right? But and then they gave us the oak trees, of course. My oaks are pretty healthy because I was obsessed with really working to, fertilize them, water them, keep them healthy and all that kind of stuff. But not only did I want the oaks to cast the shadows, I'm letting all of this local stuff. Kara calls this weeds, and I'm sure everybody would call this weeds. Only one minor detail: if you pull back, you can make a hedge out of this stuff. And so I'm letting it hedge up, and it helps, kind of block the clear view from the street into the house. I'm trying to make the whole thing look, like there's a lot. Why would you walk into this alleyway of all of this plant? I mean, look at these trees and stuff. It's a little scary in here, especially at night. I can make this really creepy and eerie as you come around. So all of this is starting to be volunteer stuff that's come in. All my pine trees, again, throw shadow, right? Reduce the temperature of the house, right? This bad boy is a volunteer. This big bush right here, my neighbor, I'm sure hates it. I trim it back to keep it off his house. I've got my big cypress here at the beginning. These are all have come in. This bad boy's come in as a volunteer. He's gonna really throw some shade on the house. I've got some other ones that Kara hates. I love this guy. He volunteered, but it's pretty close to the house. I don't know how big he's gonna get. All right, let's come into the walkway. We're gonna come now in through my the plants that I actually have, right? These are all my planted walkway area. Again, to cast the whole piece with more, plants everywhere. Come back into this area. We're going down towards the entrance of the house. I love the elephant ears. They are really doing their thing this year, getting huge. I'll swing into this is kind of my area leading in. These are all wild house plants that have effectively, I've had these things for 20 years, some of them, and they're just growing huge. This one right here, this monster, was given to Kara like a secretary day, an intern day. And it was, it was a little gift basket of living things. And this thing's a monster. We've had it, 20 years. All the other vines and stuff. You can kind of come in and start to see, all of the other plants that we've got. And here's my plumeria. We actually got this at Ken's wedding, of all things. And, so 20 years later, over 20 years later, it's starting to be a real tree. Coming up on a house, we got the markers and stuff. So again, I'm just going to kind of scroll back and kind of just walk out. The whole idea is, can you really drop that temperature of that house and at the same time just make the whole thing look like a garden with all kinds of stuff. A lot of frogs, lizards, all kinds of things living in here. Love that part. So anyway, let me go scroll back out. And we'll take the walk down the walkway. Always shady and cool. It's 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. in the middle of August, 2020, and you know, you could totally hang out here. You know, it's not even that bad. So, anyway, I love the way this has turned out. Oh, and let me one last thing. My vines. I'm encouraging these things too. So these crazy vines, everybody cuts them all the time, but look at these things. They've gone up. They're creating the berries that they make, and they're up there. You can maybe see them in the tree. These things are beautiful, and you know that animals and creatures are just all over that stuff. Yeah, there's something up there now flying for it. So something's gonna eat that stuff. So I gotta watch that. You can't let it take over the tree, but at the same time, it's a nice little addition. Anyway, well, you know what to do. Look us up on the Facebook. Check us out on the YouTube, or whatever you do. You know, encourage local plants to grow. Till next time, take care.